were no words or concept behind it. Incarceration was so foreign to what any Native nation has ever experienced.
We have such a high population of Indigenous people in prisons. Per capita, we are just highly overrepresented in the prison system, and we needed to do something different about that.
One of our most important roles here is the cultural and spiritual programming that we do within our state prisons. Native American spirituality and culture, it can help us transform our lives. What does it mean to be a strong Native woman or to be a strong Native man? What does it mean to be a warrior? We carry all the ancestors from the beginning of time within our DNA. And so when people are able to connect and identify, then they're able to say, this is who I want to be. And so they start working on changing.
For many, many years in this country, there were laws developed to essentially stop us from practicing our culture, our spirituality. The attempt was to kill the Indian, spare the man. That's literally the statement that was made.
In the 60s and 70s, there was a big resurgence of culture and of pride. There was resistance.
So the American Indian Religious Freedom Act in 1978 basically allowed us to practice our spirituality in the open. But it also forced things like the Department of Corrections to allow that into the lives of those Native people who were imprisoned. And so Red Lodge, amongst many others across the country, have been trying to really help facilitate that.
It's hard being here. It's very hard being here. And the more that I come back, it only, I feel like, gets harder.
Hello, good morning. Hi, good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
We just try to make sure that we try to keep connected, keep our circle and our sisters strong, and who wants to be there is going to be there. You know what I mean? Trish Jordan is our volunteer here, and she does a whole bunch for not just our facility, but for all the facilities.
I was approached by one of the chaplains at Eastern Oregon Correctional Institution. They had women over there while they were building Coffee Creek, and he called and said, you know, I got your name as a spiritual practitioner. Would you be willing to come and run sweat lodge ceremony for the women that we have over here? They had about 150 women at EOCI at that time. It was very eye-opening to me when during ceremony, you know, things get shared that are very private, and recognizing that most of these women didn't have a choice. You know, they left at home at a very young age. They had violence in their home. They had substance abuse in their home, all of these things. And now they're getting ready to be released, and they don't have anywhere to go.
You guys bring all the lovely spirits and the happy thoughts and the will to keep going in here.
I've come a long way since last year. I'm getting out in August, and I'm really looking forward to moving on and living sober and coming back to Warm Springs and living on the res with my brothers.
There's nothing in our history that is indicative of incarceration. We practiced restorative justice. It's just about recognizing the connection that everybody and everything around you has. Can it be a learning experience rather than a punitive experience? I I said to the chaplain, these women need to be fed their spiritual food, even if it's just a little bit on a plate.
Then they put down the deer meat and we put it in order.
I just really feel blessed today to be amongst you guys, to honor the foods, you know, our salmon, our meat, our roots, our berries, sacred foods.
Those are dig roots that we went and digged.
As a registered nurse understanding traditional medicines, I truly believe that everything we need comes from the earth. There may be 100 people that touch that food and that help prepare that food, and a lot of people don't realize what goes on behind the scenes.
That's one right there, that's one right there, there.
Geez, good digging too.
Yeah. I'm looking for the piachli though.
The way I look at it, our food is spiritual, so my hope and prayer would be that, you know, by feasting on the foods, that's something that's going to help them to be more, that will bring them back. When they get out, that will draw them back to their land, wherever their land is.
I used to be incarcerated. I've been incarcerated at Coffee Creek Correction Facility twice, and that's the women's prison. And then Trish was right at the door to pick me up. Red Lodge was there. So I've been a part of Red Lodge since, volunteering, anything I can do to give back.
Just want to make sure the inmates get the best they can get because, you know, this is Christmas to them. They look forward to this all year.
So many things in many, many prison systems are about volunteers coming in. So it's that coordination of volunteers that makes that happen.
Thank you. Perfect. Thank you very much. Moccasins.
And hair ornament.
That's the roach spreader with feather.
Here's the roach and the feathers.
Fantastic. We're good to go, sir. If you need to see a check-in, go ahead and go out. Okay.
I like the sign. I got you. This is Cindy. Mark's child.
Hey, babe, I love you, Mom. All right, let's have a round of applause for our dancers.
The resurgence of our traditional spiritual practice. It's not about something, you know, bringing something new in. It's about reminding people what they had and bringing it back for people who didn't have access at one point or another, because relocation, termination brought a lot of people to urban areas and we lost a lot of that capacity.
We lost so much of it. You know, there was a song for everything. There was meaning and protocol to everything. But what we have left, we need to pass on. And so hopefully, you know, the women that we work with or the men that we work with, they're going to go home and they're going to continue to, you know, seek out community and ceremony and pass that on to their children.